to stop a vote, I would be the last person that would actually be opposed to due process.
Are you Nate?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, they need to get moving on with this meeting, so let them move on with the meeting, or I'm gonna have to escort you out, okay?
It was never my intention to stop the
Okay,
meeting.
then you need to just let them carry on.
I never stopped them from
Enough.
carrying on.
Enough, or I'm gonna escort you out, okay? That's the bottom
On
line.
what grounds?
Upon the grounds that I can do that, okay?
Okay,
So they need to carry on.
okay.
Are you up and recording now, Mel?
Just within the last 20 seconds, yes.
Okay.
And I apologize, I can't use any connection.
I think it had something to do with fiber. It's just,
Call the meeting back to order. Call the question, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Question's been called. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving into new business. You have before you the Choteau Airport SRE task order from Teton County Airport Commission. Do I have a motion? Do I hear a motion that the mayor be authorized to sign the task order?
I make a motion to be authorized only if it's necessary. I don't understand why it should have been.
There's been a motion. Is there a second? Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, Jody, can you give us some background on what this is? I read the.
it is a task order for, and I just read this is, for the airport board, which is their own entity, to, but this engineer has said that he would like that city and county to sign off. It is to do an evaluation on what the airport itself, the Choteau Airport, will need for snow removal needs, the current equipment that it will need, go out, the specs that it will need, do the advertising, bidding, and find suitable pieces of equipment. Is what this task order reads.
So it's not the actual purchase of the equipment, it's just the assessment and the needs. And
It is not for the actual purchase of the equipment. It is to write grants from what it says here is write grants from the FAA, MDT, have meetings regarding those 3 on-site meetings with the FAA and public, project coordination with FAA. So that's what this reads.
I thought I saw in here it was signed by the airport board. I'm trying to find it.
It will be signed by the airport board after it is signed by the commissioners.
Yeah, I thought Mike Campbell had signed.
Mike Hamill's on the front.
Okay.
His name is on the front.
And so this comes out of their budget, which is funded by the county and the city.
Right.
Any
Yeah.
further question?
I have none.
Hearing none.
Wait a minute.
Oh. Yes,
I'm still kind of opposed to the whole thing as far as phase 3. They're gonna design and use snowplow. Nice machine, maybe for $21,000. I would like more information. There again. I think the mayor should look into it before signing.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff in here. This was kind of dumped on us. I don't think we're part of it. I don't think we.
Would you like to make a supplemental motion?
His motion did say that on
That's true, on a proviso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only if necessary with motion.
Well, if it's something that we actually are involved in that we're not aware of.
and when does the airport board meet this?
Immediately.
Immediately. I just got it on Friday.
And the way I view this is we have a board for a reason. So if this is what they're putting forth, and we're simply a part of that, what I don't understand in that on me is the airport board sort of runs independently, but we still sign off on stuff. So for instance, like the sale of the Yeager building,
Right.
we still have to sign something. I'm like, wait, I don't
We
understand.
own that.
Well,
I
I
really
get
appreciate
some of that. I'm sorry. Part of the problem is I don't know that I totally understand some of this, but I agree with the motion in terms of exactly, and the mayor doing that stuff. I realize.
I don't agree with the price.
But I realize the timeliness of it, and I understand there's some issues with the price. But we also have a board that we've put in place to make these decisions, and so we need to support them as best we can.
I leave the motion as I proceed.
Okay.
Is there public comment on that? Is there public
There is
comment?
public comment. It's the same rules. You have 5 minutes. Please approach.
All right, I really appreciate that scrutiny. And I mean that sincerely, I really appreciate that. I just want to put that in this account.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nate.
The question has been called. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Having no reports, we're in the public comment period. Pursuant to the rules and procedure of the Choteau City Council, public comment will be accepted on any public matter that is not on the agenda of this meeting and that is within the jurisdiction of the Choteau City Council. Comment is limited to 5 minutes per person.
Yeah, I guess I have something.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much. I actually, I guess my takeaway from all of that is that the Agenda 21, speaking about that, it wasn't specifically on the agenda for tonight. And I just wanted to bring that up again because this is a conversation that's taking place all throughout the state of Montana. And this is something that was a conspiracy theory. No, this isn't happening. This isn't happening. 10, 15 years. I mean, there's a lot of history behind this. And it's actually now being spoken about in the open. And it is up for debate what actually is maybe particularly unhealthy about this. You know, we have Indian country out here. We have Montana out here. You know, and I don't want to lose that. And I actually think it is worth considering this. I like a lot of the things, the way that the city is scrutinizing some of the different matters. I like the way that Chris Hindwood's saying, yeah, let's come up with some of these free enterprise solutions for some of this. I really do like that. I have a concern that we are not going to be mindful enough about some of these. I think all of us agree here. I mean, we're arguing about God. Why are we arguing about God? I mean, I am a son of God. I've been called the son of a lot of other things too. I didn't say I'm the son of God. You know, it is actually, we have that. We are basing policies based upon fake climate change science when there is actually this hypothesis that has been reached by consensus, and that's the narrative for the mainstream narrative about anthropogenic global change is all based upon fake science. There's actually seems to be a propensity of evidence to suggest the sun is driving climate change, and this is all reputable. I'm just saying, as we move forward, as we inevitably will, my opinion is that we need to be mindful about some of these global agendas that we simply do not want to adopt, and actually adopting them is treasonous. And I'm not saying anyone's doing that right now, but the vampire doesn't bust into your house. You have to invite the vampire. And I mean, look how many people in here have actually sworn an oath to uphold the Constitution. This isn't negative. This is just about being mindful about some of these issues that are very real issues. This idea that we don't need to think about that, this is a conspiracy theory. No conspiracy theory here. You know, I'm speaking. I'm not trying to, we have a Constitution. That's under attack. You know, it's important to me to have a sanctuary city here. It's important for me to have a sanctuary. Everyone may not agree with that, but I want a sanctuary city for the First and Second Amendment right here. That's why I like the fact that this is open with law enforcement saying, yeah, we support your rights. That's what I want. I'm not trying to be a pain to anyone, all right? And I really appreciate some of the thoughtfulness in which you're actually looking at some of these matters. And I really appreciate the time to actually just speak about this for a minute. In closing, actually, I would really suggest to realize this is not a partisan issue. And this is, it's not saying that there's good environment, not that all the environmental work and people are concerned about the environment, that's stupid. No, that's actually really important. That's really, really important. And I just want to actually help to actually show that a lot of this sustainable development is really insidious. That's why I'm bringing up Agenda 21, because that's the origins of it. It is the eternal struggle. It is the light versus dark. That's why I'm speaking about God. And
Just so you know, Nate, you got about a minute left.
thanks, I appreciate that. And I just, look at, I just urge people to realize this is not a partisan issue, that it's actually, and to frame it as such is not indicative of what this really is. And it is constantly framed as this right-wing fanatic type. These are the only people that care about this when this is simply not the case. I mean, you look at a lifelong Democrat, Democratic Party member, Rosa Corey, and The Green Mask is her book. It goes into all of this in depth. And I think it is important. I think it is actually to just get this into on our radar for conversations that would behoove us all to have as a community. I'm not accusing anyone of anything right now, and I really, again, appreciate your willingness to listen to this. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Nate.
Is there any further public comment? Hearing none, without objection, I move to adjourn. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate the fight. That was actually